Apple never gives up. It's always ready with an addition and a much more modified version of all its products. Can you imagine a smartwatch monitoring diabetes from your wrist? Well, it isn't unreal at all, and Apple is proving it. You don't need to be completely aware of any medicine to understand the usage of a glucose sensor. It is a particularly essential sensor for the regular routines of countless individuals from one side of the planet to the other, and to so many people, it is just a need now. Apple tried to cater to this idea for a long time, but it failed multiple times. The good news is that it's back with success in its Apple Watch 8. Do you want to know more? Let's dig in to explore, but before we jump into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Up until this point, Apple has been making a solid attempt to assemble the main, efficiently manufactured blood sugar level sensor that can work effectively, just by wearing it around the wrist. And it's given, assuming if some way they become the primary large organization to effectively deliver such a sensor in one of their watches, it will be enormous. And it would be an extraordinary selling point that would assist them with focusing on a colossal market, as Apple has been truly focused on further developing the well-being elements of their exceptional Apple Watch setup. It was no less than a holy grail for a health tracking system and a painless blood glucose observation. In any case, as Jeff Williams, Apple's COO and enthusiastic advocate of the Apple Watch, said, that it's difficult. In 2019, Williams said, painless detecting of the human body is amazingly difficult. You notice glucose. Individuals have been discussing painless glucose detection for quite a long time. I read each year that someone has a painless glucose detecting screen prepared. Furthermore, everything that I'll say to you is that it's adequately hard to recognize glucose when you can get to the interstitial liquid. Doing it without photons is way harder. Just by this, the internet and web were already crazy to know about the Apple Watch 8, because who wouldn't like to have such an upgrade right on their wrist? Apple has effectively figured out how to add well-being highlights to numerous series of their Apple Watches, with Apple making immense strides with a couple of their watches, like the main Apple Watch being able to estimate pulse and everyday movement. The Apple Watch 6 figured out how to add a blood oxygen sensor, which in itself is great. And with the last model, Apple made their Watch 7 equipped for recording EKGs and identifying high and low pulses, which were likewise really amazing. And presently, they are making a respectable attempt to make the Series 8 the greatest update this is. And this wouldn't be accomplished simply by adding the glucose sensor, since Apple has a couple of different plans too. However, the Apple Watch 8 is set to be an exceptional upgrade for all Apple users. However, there are some speculations that there might be other potential upgrades, but the blood sugar tracking system might be kept on hold. According to some sources, Apple's blood pressure monitoring technology is not expected to arrive until 2025, and blood glucose monitoring is not set to be ready until nearer to the end of the decade. Also, earlier it was uncovered that Apple is the biggest client of Rockley Photonics. Rockley Photonics has created painless optical sensors for distinguishing numerous blood-related well-being measurements, including circulatory strain, blood glucose, and blood liquor levels, a considerable lot of which are just ordinarily recognizable with more obtrusive committed clinical hardware. Rockley's sensors shaft infrared light through a client's skin, similar to the current sensors on the rear of the Apple Watch for identifying pulse and blood oxygen levels. So it appears to be almost certain that Rockley's innovation will have a significant impact on Apple's arrangements to add more well-being checking capacities to the Apple Watch. Well, only time will tell the surprises of the Apple Watch 8 and the sensor system for tracking blood sugar levels. What do you think? Is it happening? For more interesting and informative videos, keep watching and stay tuned for more.